In this video, you're going to learn all about the divs in CSS. Now divs, if you go to any website, you're going to see divs, and you're going to see divs everywhere. So let's give you an example. Let's go to cnn.com again. Let's inspect the element, look at its source code, and let's see. Div here, div there, div everywhere. More divs. Okay, so what a div is, it's like a container. It's a rectangle container that contains everything within that div. So, I mean, div stands for divider. So let's make a div here. Let's make a div. So we want everything contained within, let's just make a div around the header right now, or the blog post title. So that'll be our first div. And then our second div will contain all of the, blog post content. So I have a second div here. And where's the end of it? Right here. Okay. So you can't see it unless we style it. So let's style it. Let's make the first one, the first div, let's give it a class of blog post header div. Oops. Blog post header div. All right. Now let's make a CSS class for that class. And so you can see it, let's give it a background color of blue. Let's say the color is white. So you can see that I can change the text color too inside of the div. So anything within the div is styled with the same styles as the div. So here's the container here, and this is what it contains. So you can see everything it contains right here. And let's do the second example. Let's do the second div, and let's say this class is blog post content. So let's take this HTML class and let's make a CSS class, and let's make the background color red, which looks terrible for all that, but then let's make the color black. See? Can you figure out why the styles did not apply to the text? Right, it's because it's not the most specific thing. Okay, so the div contains all these elements that have their own classes and styles. So just like in the CSS hierarchy video, I showed you that things inside the HTML were styled a certain way, but then things in the body were styled a certain way. So the more specific you are, that overrides the more general ones. So here we have the more specific classes are overriding this div. So I hope you can see now that div is just a container for elements within the page, and it becomes essential when you're working with Bootstrap or any kind of column-based work.